no, I'm not supposed to talk about it. I'm not going to go in depth with that conversation. That's something that the family will address themselves. But me, this is my personal opinion. Okay, Brooklyn Honey. Nobody's associated with that on his side. Please don't. Oh, they paid you. They did not pay me to say nothing. This is just my opinion. My thing is that I support black women and women from all gender, I'm sorry, from all backgrounds, cultures, all of that. I support women. You guys know me. I'm always about women empowerment. But one thing I don't do is I like when people let people know when they're wrong. Do you understand? It's like how many men have been placed in jail for wrongful incarceration? Many men. How many men have we sat there and watched go through years of being incarcerated for 10 plus years over a rape charge, and then come to find out that woman comes back and says, oh, you know what? No, you know what? It wasn't him. It was actually him. Or it wasn't him. You know, I just felt some type of way and I was being petty or this, that, second, and third. How many times have we seen that? Multiple times. Everybody, once a situation like that happens, everybody runs to the female's rescue. I get it. But sometimes the men are the victims. And we don't, what are we doing to help the men? Like these men are now traumatized, are placed in incarceration for 10 plus years. What help are we giving them? Because we've been supporting these women for years who said that this person did this and did that to them. We've been backing them up for years. But now this man has been wrongfully incarcerated for years. What are we doing to help them? To help their mental health, to help their families, to help their daughters who probably turned their back on their fathers because they found out that their fathers were a murderer, or all these things that come to find out is not true. What do you guys have in place for these guys? Absolutely nothing. So in the in that case, in the Tory Lanez case, all of the evidence was presented. You guys seen what it was. I look at it like, if I knew I didn't do anything, why am I asking for immunity for something I had nothing to do with if I know that I wouldn't incriminate myself? Why am I pleading the fifth to certain questions when they're asking me if I knew I didn't do anything wrong? If I knew you were the one that shot my friend and I'm down for the cause, regardless if me and my homegirl's not talking anymore and I'm really down for the cause, I'm going to turn around and say, yeah, hell yeah, he shot her. But you didn't do that either, sweetheart. There was a lot of flippy floppies in that whole case to me. And for a witness to come there and say, an eyewitness to say that you guys were fighting, mind you, you and Kelsey sat there and said you guys never fought. But there was an eyewitness who said you guys fought for 7 minutes. He also said there was a woman kicking profoundly. Like, wasn't that her? Megan, how did Kelsey get those bruises on her knee? You were kicking, were you not? That looked like a girl fight. That doesn't look like a man. Tory didn't come out the car until after the 3 shots were fired. But yet the man also said that Tory took the gun and shot in the air 5 times. But on the audio, there's only 5 shots. 3, a pause. That's what I'm saying. 3, a pause, then 2 more. So if Tory came out the car and shot up in the air 5 times, Kelsey already shot 3 times. Isn't that 8? Last time I checked in math, 3 plus 5 equals 8. And if you add the other 2 gunshots, that's 10. So why did we only hear 5 in the audio? What are we talking about here? We're talking about 2 females who, at the end of the day, you went behind my back and slept with a man that I was dating with, and this ain't the first man you did it with. You did it with 2 other guys on top of that. You felt disrespected, and everyone knows. And this ain't you guys can look it up yourself if you don't believe me. Money Mag Yo and other people have said that when Megan is intoxicated, she can be very violent and be very physical. Does this not make sense to you guys? Who put the bags in the car? Tory did it. None of Tory's people put the bags in the car. Where was the gun found? Under a woman's bag. Was it found under a man's bag? No, under a woman's bag. Was his DNA found on the magazine? No, it wasn't. Who had the most gun residue on their hands? Kelsey did. Tory didn't. Why? Because he was obviously trying to get the gun out of her hand. Duh. And now if he sat there and allowed this woman to actually shoot this woman, he would still be in the wrong, because you guys will still look at him. Because if Tory was to go there now and sit there and allow these girls to go back and forth. Hence the fact he sat in the car for the first 7 minutes to allow you guys to fight, because it's a girl fight. Fight, duke it out. I'm not going to get involved with that. That has nothing to do with me. Once the gun came out is when he came out the car. That makes sense, right? Because that's a girl fight. That has nothing to do with me. Now, everyone's talking about, oh, Tory should have went on the stand and spoke. For what? It's a lose-lose situation for the man. If he went up there, you guys would have called him a rat and said, oh, you're ratting on females now, talking about this and talking about that. Let's talk about it. Because if he was to go up there, you guys would treat him like how they're treating young Gunna and the rest of those guys on the young Thug case. But this is what I'm talking about. We as black people, we put the stigma on each other where we can't snitch, you can't rat, you can't do this, you can't do that. Not even for yourself. You can't even speak up for yourself, because if you speak up for yourself and say something in a way where you may be involving somebody else's name or whatever the case may be to free your name, you're considered a rat. So what do you guys want the man to do? If he shuts up, you guys have something to say.
They said the problem was Tory's jail call. They said that's what.
What is he? But in the okay, but what in that phone call incriminated him for him to, because he said sorry? People say sorry all the time. What am I saying sorry for? I could be saying sorry for the simple fact that I didn't jump in the fight when Megan was beating your ass the way that she was beating your ass. I'm sorry I didn't jump in for that. Maybe he's apologizing for that. Maybe he's apologizing for the simple fact that, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't expose the fact that me and your homegirl were sleeping together at that time. That could be possible as well. He did not talk about anything about shooting anybody. And the one man that you guys claim he actually confessed to, you guys can't find to even come on to testify. The man's out there sipping pina coladas on a beach. And you guys are acting like you can't find him. You can. Social media found him. How could the prosecution not find him? To me, it's BS. But like I said, I don't want to go too much in depth with that because, like I said, I don't want people to be like, oh, because of this, because of that. No, that's just my opinion. That's from what I see. I felt like everything should have been thrown out, and everyone already know who the shooter is. She can right now go do a tell-all book if she really wants to, and she could turn around and say that she did whatever. She has immunity. She knows what it is. She can get a bag. She's basically going to get a bag off of Tory's name. And that's not cool. To me, personally, that's not cool because you lied. Both of y'all lied. So how am I supposed to support a black woman when you lied to our face, when you sat there on Gale and lied to millions of people when they asked you a simple question, did you have sexual relations with this man? You turned and first you act like you're oblivious and don't understand what that word means. Then when Gale explained it, you said no. You were asked multiple times. You said no. From the beginning till now, your story has changed 5 times. Go look it up on the internet. You changed your story, Megan, 5 times. You lied on the stand. You and Kelsey lied on the stand. The only person that was really upfront was EJ. EJ was the only person, to me, that was straight out. He also said that you carry guns in your bag, mace in your bag, tasers in your bag. He also says that as well, that the ladies carry that for protection sometimes. So what are we talking about here?